Disclaimer: martial arts training could be dangerous. Training the techniques or exercises in this video may have the possibility of you getting injured, such as your ankle, knee, hip, belly button, or head may explode, or you may spontaneously combust into a great ball of fire. But honestly, we are training in the martial arts, not basket weaving. Injuries can occur, but if trained safely, great things can happen. Welcome to Championship Fighting System. My name is Roger Grimes.
And I'm Greg.
And Greg's going to help me out here today. We're going to do a technique in the Tracy system of Kenpo. We call it Kenpo Shield. But this isn't just a self-defense technique. This could be used in fighting and sparring. It could be used in full contact as well as point fighting. You see it done in point fighting all over the place. And other systems might not know that we call it Kenpo Shield, but they use it. So basically, it's simply just upward block, reverse punch. Greg had this one, but you haven't had it from a fighting stance.
No, sir.
How do we train it? We train it from kind of neutral position, right? Then we move forward, block out, punch. So that's what we're going to do is from a fight stance. We don't have to be in a deep stance. We don't have to be out like this. I'd rather not. I actually like to fight more this way. With Greg, I'm kind of getting him to be more sideways stance. Get more of a sideways stance because Greg still keeps doing this here. But like I said, Greg didn't spar much. You know, he did a little bit of boxing years ago, but then he just started sparring a little bit with me. So I kind of tested Greg and what his stance should be. You know, where did he block the most? Which was the least that he got hit, and this was the stance they had him kind of arm in. If his arm was out here, that rib would be lit up. You know, of course I'm lighting them up anyhow because the experience level is, you know, different. Is so far off on that, and you can't expect to be keeping up with me at that point. I mean, some guys are tough. They'll come in. I can hit them hard, but the problem is I'm not stopping them on that point. So that's where life would get scary on your point. If you got experience and you hit a guy with everything you got, it doesn't stop him. That's scary. You know, but the thing is, we were going for point fighting. You couldn't touch that, could you?
No.
Pure toughness might overcome any fighter. It can. We've seen it done before. So here we go. Let's go to this. So we're going to be in this range here. You're going to just throw an upper block reverse punch from standing still. That's going to be the first one we're going to do here. Boom. So this is the defensive part of it. So Greg, get in a fighting stance here. All right, so Greg is here. I'm going to throw a punch here. Turn it to up a little bit too. Then punch. Okay, so now the way I was throwing the strike, upward might not have been the best bet, right? So I'm glad that you did it like that. So from here, throw the punch at my head. See, I start off just kind of deflate, or just kind of interrupting that, and then I can move it up after I make contact. It doesn't have to be contact at the end of this up block. We can make contact here and then move it out of the way and punch. That's where it's going to be more practical. I know we teach technique, yeah, and that was it. And that yellow belt, we don't describe much. Block out, punch. Good. Nice job. Yeah. And you start getting your motor skills, start getting more, and then we can break it down and get more detailed. So from here, get the guard up. So I'm coming in here, make contact to me, then raise it up out of the way. So now see where my arm is getting shoved up, allowing the rib to be more open. If you just did the block out here, I might be here and not giving you as clear of a shot. So let's work this from standstill. We're going to do it 5 times from here. So at this point, just block it. 1. So you could just bring it in like this and then up. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Not bad, right? Pretty good. Let's do this side. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now a defensive way that was. Now let's go offensive. Here we go. Fighting stance. All right, at this point here, I'm going to just bring my hand up. Bam. So I'm just lunging in or leaning in, and I get my arm up. Not so much as a block always either. I could just kind of shove my hand in there. But now that became a defensive as I was coming in. All right, stand there. I'm going to come after you. Don't throw nothing unless you see me coming. You see the hand, is that distractive?
Yeah.
So a lot of times, as soon as I do this, most guys would block, but I told them to stay there, so you didn't do anything. Now, of course, if I'm coming at you, and you were good enough, you could see me coming, you might be able to hit an opening at this point, here to here. So we're going to do this as a offensive. So I want you to do is kind of put your weight into that front leg. This hand will go upward, but forward. And you can even think of like blocking someone's view, and like in basketball, when they're going to make a shot, you put the hands in the eyes. So here, and then they probably won't see that reverse punch coming. Now from here, some of you guys might have seen some of my other videos. We bring the hand out and turn it out and punch. Like I said before, I was at a seminar and Henry Childers was teaching in class. 45 minutes, I think it was, we were doing reverse punch. He had us on the wall in a fighting horse, throwing the punch, and says, do not hit your arm on the wall. Well, the only way to do that is to bring your hand out first before your turn. So we were always taught turn punch. Were you taught turn punch? Yeah. So then when it comes down to actually more advanced fighting, you punch turn. As long as you are fully turned before that punch twists all the way, if I'm trying to do it at the same time, it's not going to work well. So you could break it up, either turn punch or punch turn. So that's how we could do this here. Coming up, get the hand going, and then turn, and that's where it really speeds up. So get in a fighting stance. Greg, here we go. I'm going to come at you with this. You ready? You just fell right into it still, right? See how that works? It's just boom. So there's your punch turn. All right, we're going to do a couple angles on this, but we will actually do more of that in the training video. This is just kind of going over the technique for sparring. So let's go out the other side first. Since this is the side Greg likes to fight because he decides he wants to be left-handed for some reason.
It's crazy.
Was it a decision or just no decision?
No decision.
No choice?
No choice.
All right, so he's left-handed. This is how he fights. So from here, you could just throw that block. There's that reverse punch right where you're at. Do it again. Go. Block, punch. Go. Block, punch. Excuse me. All right, now let's do a lean. Block it more out and throw that punch. Go. Lean, block, boom. So here to here. And just throw yourself into it. So lean. Don't step. Lean. Throw that punch here. Then you turn. And then you might be walking by because you're throwing your weight forward. It's just going to draw you through. And you just step off the side around the guy. Or just bite him on the way past. I mean, whatever. You know, to each his own. To each his own. All right, let's go back to this side. So we got where we could stay here. We got it where we could lean. How about just step, block, punch. All right, do that again. Step, block, punch. This could be a defensive. You're throwing maybe kind of a wild punch, jam it up, boom. If you could catch this before it even starts really getting going, you could jam them up. That's going to take some timing. All right, so now you're here. The guy kind of jumps at you a little bit, block, punch here. Now, when you're doing this one, I'd step straight back into this if you're going to do it here. So you could be here and then just fire that off. It'll be faster than trying to step, then turn, boom. It's going to be too slow. Let them walk right into it. All right, let's go to the other side. So go forward, block, punch. Step back, block, punch. Now, let's go back to the other side. We're going to take the back foot. We're going to step to this corner behind. So step with the block, punch. All right, now let's go this step that way. Block here. And punch. Alright, so now, Greg, come at me with the... So see how you can black out this way. If he's throwing the second punch, I'm out of the range, but he's not. That's where it is. Alright, so from here, the stance, from here. See this? Now I can delay this as you keep coming at me. Go with 1-2 now. Come at me, 1-2. See, I'm right there, 1-2. Alright, so from here, stay there. Come at me, 1-2. See that? You had to change your angle because you knew where I was going kind of too, right? If you're going fast, would you be able to change that fast?
No.
You might go, wow, all of a sudden I'm over here. So that's a benefit of this step here or this step here. I just want to show that in this video, and then when we do training, we're just going to repetition that. So we're not going to repetition that. All right, then another thing we were talking about. Come at me with the black punch. From here, that punch could just turn to a punch to the arm. So he's come at me in the head. I can just punch his arm. So for some reason, I'm here, I see that punch coming to my body. I can turn that to a block. Punch that arm. Why not? You could do it. Can you do it?
Now I can.
Yeah, now I can. But not a lot of people think of that. A punch could be a block. So there's our video, Kenpo Shield. Hope you guys like that. If you like Kenpo Shield, there's a lot of other cool stuff in Kenpo. Check out Kenpo, man. A lot of people give Kenpo, or Kenpo has a bad name sometimes for a couple different reasons. So you decide what reason that is. But there's also a lot of people that are advocates for Kenpo, and they're really good martial artists, and I've seen that. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet,
just do it.
Do it. What are you waiting for? Come on, subscribe. God bless.